Supposing we kid.
Come closer to the altar. Come inside. The temple welcomes all to worship, most especially you. I ask only for no talking. Not until we pay our respects to Bereth, to Riku. Let us pray. Deity of life and death, the endless devourer who encompasses all existence, hear this prayer, this voice chiming. I beseech you, Kohopa and Tangaloa, to ready this shell for sucking. Purify my soul in preparation for the coming of the next cycle. Digest all of my devotion. Swallow my sorrows, even the smallest swell, so I can be spit on the morrow. And Riku, Bereth, my god and goddess both, the eels that churn in ceaseless cycle, the new and the next, and... All right. I will address your inquiries, best as I can. So ask. End of the turn. I'm nearing it. Been working hard, preparing for weeks. You know, to die. But first, I've got to leave guidance for my apprentice, the next in the cycle. Chosen to lead. Been wasting away for months. Can't say it's been easy, dying so soon. I thought about stopping a few times. Maybe you can see. I'm no death godlike. Bereth bestowed not one in my generation with a chime. Not the next, neither. A flawed messenger like me can't open the crypts. So my best chance is to die. Liturgies, instructions for ritual preparations, when and how, sermons, some histories too. All of this, it's our knowledge has gleaned through centuries of service. Now, I've got to leave it all behind for the next disciple. Under the temple, carved in the mountain's caverns, lies an extraordinary maze of catacombs. So I've read. They're the hanging sepulchres, burial place for ancient Wana chieftains. The bodies are protected by Bereth's best, roaming, always, plus the ways sealed by the deity itself. Better. The timing's getting tighter, and there is one thing before the end. Something only one touched by Bereth can do. That's right. I've got no hope, but you do. My eels, my infinity coil keeps rattling, pendants resonating with your chime. I'd best not let this chance pass. There's a sacred text, the eulogy to Isaiah. It's been buried in the catacombs beneath the temple for centuries, next to his champions. I need it. Of course, the tombs, they only open to the dead, or those bearing Bereth's chime. It never was added to the tomes, but it holds the final clues for my death. It's my best chance. I I prayed for decades, night to day and night again. Now, here you are, just in time. Means Bereth sent you to see to my success. I'll tell you what I can. He's no Juana, nor a death godlike neither, but he was a high priest of Bereth. His hair was a Diran, a hunter, chasing the undead 200 years ago. Read somewhere, one tome, he sailed to the Deadfire for a weapon, abhorrent to Bereth. Said the blade held a power most fearful. Issair fought hard for it, won the blade, but suffered grievous wounds. Bereth kept him alive till he could make it to the temple's catacombs. His champions were the ones who wrote his eulogy. Later, they were buried in the sepulchres too. You've got to go outside, on the lower walkway. Doors sealed up tight, though. Priests before me, all death godlikes could open it. Door requires a coil, resonating with Bereth's chime. But I haven't met a death godlike in my time. They're from the long-forgotten time, when there was only Juana living in the mountain. They got carved in even before the temple sprung up, before there was Nekataka or a queen. They're well guarded, because not all of Bereth's dead like the rest in their graves. Don't know. Did hear he was slain with a coveted blade. The S-talk was an affront to Bereth. That I did read. Issair wanted to guard it with his soul and his always. Give them here. Truly, you are Bereth's champion, yet you will not die soon. There is work ahead for you. I set these aside for you. Old keepsakes from another time. Bereth holds you close, perhaps in helping you. The dead with their souls, they roam still. The ones who were chosen by Bereth. Not everyone's born so blessed. Sometimes, instead, you've got to die for it. The same. Your word, Bereth. Our word, Rikuhu. We worship the twin deal. The cyclic connection of the overworld and the underworld. Life and death. Life is Kohopa, and Tangaloa is death. Born starving, they devoured all living things, swelling larger each. When they'd swallowed all of existence, they tried to eat each other next. Now all things pass through their entrails. The end of one enters the mouth of the next, from the underworld to the overworld and back, again and again. Bereth holds you close. All right, I will.
Hey, pupper.
You go in first!
Gellarde, such a solace it is to see you again. Amico, do you know how I have lived so long in this life of piracy? You may already be aware, but I am a Dokotsi Paladin, the first chair on the Consuelo, and my crews have been known to call me the last Marcheso. Contrary to popular belief, I do not overly favor speaking of myself. Come, let us share a fine conversation. Who better to ask than the first chair and highest rank on the Consuelo, Mescasitas? Ak, what is it you wish to know? We are a magnificent but largely landless people, so we have come to own the sea. To survive, we must seize prosperity where we can. Hence, we are oft labeled as pirates, smugglers, merchants of illicit trade, or mercenaries. It will not always be so, but it is for now. Ak, what is it you wish to know? We are a magnificent... To survive, it will not all... Ak, what is it you wish to know? What matters is not who they were, Casita. Only that we took it from them. But as you are curious, I will tell you this. The architecture of Balefire Beacon suggests dwarven craftsmanship. My own research into the island upon which I established tonnage paints these ruins in a picture of blood and agony. Whatever dwarves sought to make their refuge here were exterminated by a crush of Naga tidal waves and great sea monsters all at once. Fortuitously for us, Ondra shelters her loyal sailors more than wayward mountain dwarves. Ak, what is it you wish to know? Come, let us share a fine conversation. I am listening, amico. What weighs on your mind in this moment, Casita? By all means, I would happily entertain any further questions you may have. Meaning what by that last? You were able to read his soul? despite how much time has passed? God save us from fools who battle with blind trust. A death guard? How fascinating. And terrible. I must, of course, presume that you've unearthed a promising lead for us. Perhaps you were able to learn about Rivan's whereabouts, of where her spectral ship oft anchors? I can summon to mind no island with such name. Likely it hides now behind another. I will charge my best chroniclers to track our isle through the centuries. I believe you're becoming an invaluable asset to the Principe, and I deeply value each of my assets. You must accept this token of my immense appreciation. A matter of a rather delicate nature has arisen. One which I believe could benefit from your, let us say, expertise. An associate of mine is in need of a favor. A favor that necessitates a great deal of discretion. See to this for me, and I will weight you with a considerable amount of coin. It involves something of a sensitive topic among the Principi. I'll explain further once I can trust you're fully committed. A wealthy and influential man. What more do you need to know? My associate conducts dealings with a group of traders of a sort. The traders are having a bit of trouble with their newest stock. First, swear it. I have your word on pain of death, amico. Go on. Then you're to head to Crookspur Island, where you'll meet with Master Kua. He runs the biggest slavers' port in the Deadfire. However, they've run afoul of the locals. So now, their trade routes are under constant ambush.
Excellent goddamned question, Cap.
No, it is my associate who does that dealing. My opinion on the trade is of little matter. It is legal, unlike many of our own activities.
Since when be the fucking laws of Kith of any goddamn concern to the likes of us?
I understand you may harbor some hesitation in this regard. But in the case you reconsider, at least allow me to mark Crookspur on your charts. When you get there, speak with Master Kua. Tell him I've sent you, and he'll fill you in on what he needs. Ado, and how is the sea treating you, Watcher? Ak had good tides.
I welcome your return. So, the puffed-up little charlatan is gone for good. Well done. But halfway is half done, my friend. There are 2 more members of the Firebrand's old crew that need your special attention.
Watcher. Guess what? No, go on and guess, really. No dreams, waking or sleeping. I ain't had a one since loosing those souls. I feel so fine. Like I swallowed a star and now I got light bursting from my chest. Can you see it in me? This happiness? It's all on account of you, Watcher. Well, now, that depends on what you had in mind. Maybe you're wanting a hug, or... How was it? Don't tempt me, Watcher. I'd drink you down like a well. I want to fall right into you. And then where would we be? Farther behind in our duties, that's where. Now later tonight... well, that's a horse of another color.